Good morning and welcome back to Community Couch Time. I'm Ms. Guadalupe Carrasco Cardona, and I'm going to come to you daily with topics that we should be talking about, things that are happening globally, things that are happening nationally, things that are happening in our community, but most importantly, things that we oftentimes don't talk about. And the question is, why shouldn't we? And the thing that's really amazing is that we get to share our perspectives with another amazing human being, Miss Tiffany Wallace.
Good morning, great minds and good people. I'm Miss Tiffany Wallace, and thank you for having me for Community Couch Time. Now, let's start the discourse.
Good morning and welcome back to Community Couch Time. How are you, Ms. Wallace?
I'm doing well, Miss Cardona. I'm enjoying this weather that we're having. How are you?
I'm doing fine as well. I know I love your that scarf that you're wearing, the color, everything's very beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. One of my good friends, Tej, got it for me.
Yeah, good taste. Great taste, actually. It looks great on you. And so today we have a really amazing special guest. I'm really excited to invite Miss Jessica Chan. How are you, Miss Jessica Chan?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today. I'm excited to share some information and some of my experience, but it's great to be here.
Thank you. So you are a college counselor. Can you just tell us a little bit about what that means to be a college counselor?
Yes, definitely. So yes, I'm a college counselor at a high school, Roybal. A lot of the support and services that I provide are college and career readiness. And so my goal is to um, ensure that every single student that I talk to has a higher ed plan. So by the time they graduate, they have a set goal. So we do want to make sure that our students are prepared after high school and that they have a higher ed plan. So I provide them resources. I'm there to support them with the application. As we know, it can be overwhelming. So I'm definitely there to guide them with the process and provide resources.
Yeah, that's really great. And I know for me, when I've spoken to students and even sometimes young adults that want to go back to school, one of the things that they share is that they're really worried about paying for school, that they, the cost of it. And so this is the time that folks are, applying for college. And I really wanted to talk to you about resources to be able to pay for school. So what do they have options for?
Yeah, so yes, that's something that it's pretty common with many of our students. The fear of how am I going to pay for college? It's expensive. What type of support do I have? So I do want everyone to know that there is financial aid, there is support. There is an application called financial aid, the FAFSA. There's also the Dream Act for students who are undocumented. So that's an application the students can submit, and based on their information it determines how much they qualify for financial aid. So there's different types of aids, just so that students are aware. So I can go ahead and go into a few details as far as the type of aids. There's state aid, there's federal aid. So it just all depends based on their individual information on what type of financial aid they'll qualify for. But I don't want students to be discouraged. It's very important that they apply if they're going to college, and they apply every single year, because most likely they may qualify for some type of financial aid.
Yeah, and I think it's really important for our students in the, at Roybal and the greater California state to know that we're really blessed that California passed the AB 540, I believe it is, California Dream Act. And so students who are undocumented but are graduating from California high schools qualify. So that's really awesome. So what can those students do to apply for that Dream Act?
Yes. So students that qualify for the Dream Act are most likely eligible as AB 540 students. So what that means, if students qualify for AB 540 students, they qualify for in-state tuition. Students that are undocumented, unfortunately, if they decide to go to college, they get charged out of state tuition, which could be really expensive. With the Dream Act and with the AB 540, if they qualify, then they won't be charged out of state tuition. They'll be charged in-state tuition. And with that, they also qualify for the other types of aids, Cal grants, UC grants, state university grants. For community college, there's the California Promise Grant, which right now is 2 years of free tuition at the community college
Wow.
level.
I wish I would have had that.
Yes, definitely. So
Wow, that's great.
and even scholarships as well. And so there is a lot of support out there. It's a matter of getting informed and applying. And definitely, I do want to share that there, even at the schools, there's a lot of programs that provide those support, filling out the application or just getting more information about what they need to do to submit the application.
That's really great. I'm really happy that we're talking about this because I was raised by a single mom, and my dad, he spent a lot of his resources, like his time, working in community organizing and doing work in the community. So he never had like an enormous amount of money to contribute to me in general, much less my education. So I really depended on and needed financial aid, and if it wasn't for financial aid, I wouldn't have gone to school. And even though it did create a situation where I had some debt, it also gave me the opportunities I have now. So I wanted to ask the two of you, Ms. Wallace, where did you go to school, and what types of resources did you benefit from that really had an impact on you being able to be in school?
Yes, I come from a single mom family as well. And she had the same issue because I have a twin sister. So we were both going to college at the same time.
Wow.
Freshman, she was terrified and was trying to enroll us into different programs. I remember I played golf for a while because Tiger Woods was really popular at the time, and she thought I could get a golf scholarship, and was just doing the best that she can to enroll me into after school programs, all kinds of things like that. But when we learned about the FAFSA, it was really eye-opening for her and for me as well. Just kind of learning about finances as a teenager. I never, we were not rich people at all, working class family. And my mom did some organizing as well in the freedom schools. But, we didn't have a lot of money. And so I had grants, I had loans as well. I went to Humboldt State University, which was one of the least expensive Cal states in California. And so I was able to have grant money and loan money, and that allowed me and a job as well. And so I was able to send money home actually to help pay bills and take care of my mom while I was in college. So it made a huge difference. And yes, I'm in debt and I have to pay it back, but the memories are priceless. And even now, Humboldt State has an immigration help center. We'll put the link there, but if that's something you choose to go to, but they're doing their part, or at least starting to, regarding undocumented students. And I'm sure having the first Black university president also last year probably is
that's really dope.
Gotta look out for everybody.
Yeah.
So once you attend school, there's also resources once you go there. So it's and then it'll be your responsibility.
Right.
You have people who help you with grades now, and make sure to call and see if you're okay. But once you're in college, you'll be able to enjoy yourself, make your own choices, but also have your own responsibility as to how you want to have your life, or what grades would you like, what type of school environment.
Right. That's when you're really grown. Or almost. It's like that in-between space. Yeah.
They're not calling your mom, they're calling you.
Yeah, exactly. So how about you, Miss Jessica Chan? Where did you go to school, and what resources did you benefit from when you were in school?
Yeah, so I was the first one in my family to attend college, so first generation student. So for me, I ended up attending Cal State Fullerton for my undergraduate years. And it was, like Ms. Wallace mentioned, it was one of the best experiences, during that time. I went to Fullerton, and I definitely felt as a minority. And so it was out of my comfort zone. I was just navigating the whole college system. I was scared. I felt like I was by myself. So definitely, I grew as an individual, but it also taught me to um, play a proactive role as trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do so that I can have the best experience, but I also need to figure out, it was just that it was a scary moment for me as well. But what I did is I knew that I needed to take action. I knew I needed to get involved. I needed to feel at home. So I got really involved within campus. So I joined a lot of organizations on campus. I joined a sorority, a Latina sorority. I felt like I needed to connect with someone. And so even with that, like that made me feel at home. So taking part and getting involved really helped me connect with others that were going through the same experience and helped me feel at home at the university. So I was at Fullerton for my undergraduate years. I had the best experience. I majored in child development, and then I started teaching for a couple of years afterwards. And so overall, a wonderful experience. But I definitely feel like I can relate to many of our students where we go to a different environment where we feel we're not connected. So it is scary, but definitely trying to see what we can do to connect.
Right. So
Yeah.
before we move on to me sharing my story, can you share a little bit about those dream centers that you were talking about before we went live?
Yes, definitely. So yes, so there's, as I mentioned, there's a lot of resources on campus, and that's something that's very important. Once you go to college, it's very important that you figure out the type of support that's provided on campus. So at many schools do provide dream centers where they provide legal services for students that are undocumented. They provide workshops for students to complete the Dream Act application. So most of the schools do have some schools may not, but it's very important that you do your research once you're there, and they're there to provide that support. So they'll create workshops on different topics. So there is support out there for everyone.
Awesome. And we'll make sure to put links to all of the different support networks that they can look into at whichever universities they're interested in. Thank you so much for sharing that. I'll just quickly share. I went to UCLA and I benefited from the academic advancement program. And I remember one year I received a scholarship it was called the Raza Women Scholarship. Women spelled WOMYN. And so my mom, like I said before, she was a single mom. She didn't go to college, so she didn't really know how to navigate that system. So my mom had never been with me ever, like on a community college or a college campus before, but I took her as my date for the Raza Women Scholarship Banquet. And it was a really good experience because it was one of the first times that I had eaten, because the banquet was very like it was Latin American foods, but it was like from multiple countries. So I had eaten empanadas that didn't look like the empanadas that I ate. I got to eat tamales that didn't look like the tamales that I was used to eating. So it was really cool to be able to be there with my mom to do that together. And it was a really beautiful thing to see my mom kind of in awe of like, Mija, you go here. Like, yeah, I go to the school, mom. And so it was really nice. But that's really important. I'm really glad that we had this conversation. These are the things that we really need our students to know, is that if they want to go to school, we are here to help them, right? To connect with those resources. And there are tons of programs like the ones Ms. Wallace brought up, the ones you brought up, and we'll make sure that they can stay connected to them. It is absolutely the best thing that can ever happen to you. You will learn about yourself, you'll learn about the world. We really highly encourage you to go to school and major in whatever it is in the world that will make you happy. We can help you make that a reality. So for our community couch time daily journal question, what school do you want to go to? What do you want to major in? And what resources do you think you're going to need to make that dream a reality? Thank you all. Thank you so much.
And look at